It took you 8 years, my boy. 8 goddamn years. But now, we are finally Mega Evolution, baby!
Pokemon Ranger, I choose you!
What's up, mighty boys girls, your Ranger Boy here, and welcome to another review of Pokemon Journeys. And this time in my brand new format. I hope you will like it. If you want to return back to the old format, just tell me, but as of right now, I kinda want to try something new. Anyway, Lucarionite Adventure on Mega Island is the name of the game, or in this case, name of the episode. So let's see if this episode can deliver what the fandom has expected from it for so long. So with that being said, grab some popcorn, grab some cookies, let's do this! Right from the get-go, we know what this episode is all about, with the returning Korrina showcasing Mega Evolution during a gym battle, and right after that deal, she gets scolded by her grandpa Gherkin for not being a professional gym leader. But hey, at least she's still adorable. Anyway, Ash gets straight to the business by asking Korrina for a Lucarionite, while his Lucario had some doubts about whether or not he can actually do it. But thanks to some pep talk by Korrina, Ash's Lucario seems to be a little bit more enthusiastic, and after approximately 5 years, our forever 10-year-old boy finally regains his gloves back, including a neat keystone sponsored by Korrina and Family Incorporated. That's where I actually received my keystone for my Mega Oshawott. And yes, I do believe that Mega Oshawott should be a thing. As soon as he puts the gloves on, Lucario's and Ash's aura powers visibly increase, to the point where Lucario even knows the location of the Mega Stone. And with that new discovery, our heroes are on their way to Mega Island. The next few segments can be described as Ash's bizarre Mega Evolution adventure, getting distracted by a Sableye, slipping on ice thanks to an Abomasnow, getting separated thanks to a Pidgeot vs Elements battle nearby, and while being separated, Go spontaneously catches a wild Camerupt with his very first attempt. Vintage Go. Never change. Never change. Never changed. Still being separated, the anime then presents a very clever and neat way to reunite the gang by showcasing Ash's and Lucario's ability to feel each other's aura, which further emphasizes the deep bond that the two of them have with each other. Furthermore, both of them also can feel the presence of the Lucarionite, and with that in mind, the two parties run towards it until they reunite with each other. But oh shocker, Ash and Lucario suddenly have to test themselves worthy against a so-called Mega Evolution sage with very suspicious eyebrows. They have a quick exchange of moves, then Lucario gets paralyzed thanks to a tri-attack. Ash's solution to overcome this status ailment is to jump, with no success really. So Ash's other solution is to jump again. And this time Lucario successfully uses Mega Alakazam's beard to elevate himself even further to get the Mega Stone. Okay, I guess. And right after that, surprise surprise, it's Korrina's grandpa, shocker. And it turns out that it was his plan all along. So you basically just copied the XY plot twist of the Korrina Mega Evolution arc. Okay. They return back home, and during that trip, it turns out that Ash's next opponent is B, with Korrina expressing herself in a rather really interesting way. And with that in mind, Ash looks forward to his final clash with B, and that's the end of the episode. Yep, that's basically it. So with that being said, I guess ratings? So many people were really anticipating this episode because, you know, that is the episode where Ash receives his Mega Evolution. Like after 8 years, we finally get it. But as much as this episode was anticipated a lot, it kinda turned out to be rather a letdown. It kinda started decently with Ash's Lucario having his doubts, Ash receiving the keystone, and the revelation of their aura powers being enhanced. But after that moment, the overall quality in story went downhill. The only thing that really stood out was the display of Ash's and Lucario's deep connection thanks to their aura ability, which in my opinion could also be used as an excuse for Ash and Lucario to master Mega Evolution straight up from the beginning, instead of going through a struggle like Korrina and her Lucario had to go through. And speaking of that particular Korrina Mega Evolution arc in the XY anime, it also didn't really help that Journeys not only just blatantly ripped off the plot twist of Korrina's grandpa Gherkin being the main obstacle who was there to test Ash, but also compared to back then, this one right here was just so much more uneventful. Unlike Korrina's test, where Korrina really struggled a lot and it felt really dramatic and serious, this Journeys version of the plot twist felt like the diet version of that. And the ending of that with Ash solving the conflict by just jumping is just downright anticlimactic. But hey, at least we can look forward to Ash vs B round 3 now. And I also kinda like the little reaction that Korrina had when she heard B's name, kinda implying that she might be somewhat involved with Ash and Lucario mastering Mega Evolution, at least in some way, maybe in some sort of flashback. But yeah, even though the display of Ash's and Lucario's relationship through the aura was actually really cool and a cool concept, the rest of the episode really felt downright underwhelming, so I have no other choice but to give this episode a 6 out of 10 story-wise. It was highly anticipated, but didn't really deliver that much. What can I say about the focus? The focus, of course, is called Lucarionite Adventure on Mega Island, and just right from the get-go, you know what it's all about. From the very first second where Corinna showcased Mega Evolution until the very end where Ash is holding the Lucarionite, it's all about Mega Evolution, it's all about Ash's and Lucario's journey to achieve that new power. Again, I have to cut off one point, sadly, because even though, you know, the focus in and of itself was very accurate, the episode just was a little bit too boring. So yeah, even though I have to cut off a point, it still is a decent 9 out of 10. Last but not least, animation. And surprisingly enough, even though this was an episode where a lot, and I mean a lot of people were looking forward to it, it really turned out underwhelming, not only story-wise, but especially animation-wise. There wasn't really any kind of like animation highlight throughout this episode at all. Not even the climax between Ash and Gherkin had any kind of like animation that really stood out. Again, the only thing that was the personal animation highlight was Ash's and Lucario's display of relationship thanks to the aura. Very well underlined with both the animation and the music. But besides that, there wasn't really that much. So sadly, I kinda have to give the animation a low score as well, so it's a 5 out of 10. So at the end of the day, this episode scores a 6.66 out of 10. And I would still recommend this episode because, you know, it's a milestone in the anime history. And of course, a major achievement for Ash for achieving Mega Evolution. But I have to say it like this, don't expect too much story-wise. Anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed this review. And I also really hope that you enjoyed this rather new format. Tell me, what is your opinion on Ash getting Mega Evolution, on Ash getting Mega Lucario? And just like always, see you guys in the comments down below. Bye guys!